What's up, folks? Every day I look at the news and every day I see something else that makes me fucking sick. Check this fucking story out with me.
Outrage after what some are calling a slap on the wrist sentence for a Stanford University swimmer. His name is Brock Turner. He will serve 6 months for sexual assault.
Right.
And authorities are only now releasing his mugshot almost a year and a half after his initial arrest.
Bitch ass
William
motherfucker.
live in Los Angeles with more on this. So how are people in Santa Clara and California reacting to this sentence, William?
Well, Martha, the only one not outraged by the sentence, it seems, is the judge who gave it. Brock Turner is 20 years old. He is a former star swimmer at Stanford. In January, he sexually assaulted a 23-year-old unconscious woman at a frat party. 2 men saw what was happening. They held him down until police arrived. Convicted of sexual assault, he faced 14 years in prison. The prosecutor wanted 6 years, but Judge Aaron Persky, also a Stanford grad, gave him just 6 months in jail, saying he thought Turner was less accountable because he was drunk.
The punishment does not fit the crime. This predatory offender failed to take responsibility, failed to show remorse, and failed to tell the truth.
If my daughter were the victim of this, I'd be livid. I'd be furious. I'd be asking for,
I'd be killing the motherfucker.
The recall of Judge Persky is underway. He has not issued a statement, but said he was lenient because prison would have, quote, had a severe impact on Turner. Martha's 81,000 signatures from county voters would trigger that recall. Martha?
What's the reaction on campus been at Stanford?
Well, Stanford kicked him out, but the student body is livid after reading the victim's letter to the judge, and she pleaded, I'm quoting, the probation officer's recommendation of a year in county or less is a soft timeout, a mockery of the seriousness of this assault, and an insult to me and all women. But it was Turner's father's letter. He complained that his son no longer enjoyed eating a ribeye steak, and he described the rape as 20 minutes of action.
When you look at the survivor's letter and you see how she reacted and the effects of those 20 minutes on her life and her view of her own body, it just shows the amount of ignorance.
The reaction that I had to the father's letter was just so visceral, I couldn't even finish the entire thing.
So the victim was not a student at Stanford, and she has not been identified. Martha?
All right, thank you. More on that later.
So I think that being the judge was from Stanford, that was like their little brotherhood, their Stanford brotherhood, and he decided to let the motherfucker off because he was drunk. That ain't no excuse. I don't give a fuck what you do, motherfucker. Being drunk doesn't change shit. Being drunk just made it a little easier for you to do what the fuck you wanted to do in the first fucking place. There's no excuse for rape, folks. So, being that this punk ass bitch is a star swimmer and he's only going to do 6 measly little fucking months behind bars, and then he's going to be free to walk and rape more women, because even though he's a fucking pretty boy, and I'm sure he comes from money, he can't just get a bitch to give him pussy. He's going to just take pussy while somebody's passed out. Going to rape somebody. Tell you what we ought to do. Find this motherfucker the first day out and drown that son of a bitch in about a foot of water. Fuck your raping ass, punk.